the season ended today, Cade Cunningham's the MVP, hands down. You and I were laughing about the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
When Neo believed he was the one.
Yeah.
Like, Cade believes he's the one now.
What happened to my referee career? I was trash.
What is it like being friends with Richard Jefferson?
Have you ever tried to hug a cactus?
We were getting booed at home in front of our own fans. And to go from where that was that night to like where it was when we were playing the Knicks in the playoffs, the guys couldn't even hear me on the floor.
People don't understand that in the game of basketball, that sometimes being selfish is the best thing for the team.
Happy All-Star Weekend. NBA All-Star 2026. It is Saturday. We are in Inglewood, California. We are at the Cosm, which is one of my favorite venues. In case you guys have never been, when you stop in, please check out the Cosm. We appreciate those that have welcomed us in here to film this edition of Road Trippin, a very special edition of Road Trippin. Guess why it is a special edition? Allie Clifton, Richard Jefferson, Jalen, Frye.
Bro.
It's special because of our esteemed guest, of course, which we are going to get to in 1 second. But we are also announcing our official partnership with Fanatics Sportsbook.
Let's go, Fanatics.
We need a two clap. We need a two clap.
Don't
clap. We can clap.
You can't clap.
Oh, never mind. I take it back.
Don't clap.
That is right. Road Trippin is officially sponsored with Fanatics Sportsbook, and we could not be more excited to bring this partnership to life, of course. From energy to the community, we are all about it. We love it. We're excited. We will be giving away FanCash. Who doesn't love a little FanCash throughout this partnership? So stay tuned to us, with us, all season long, throughout the playoffs, throughout the NBA Finals. Every Tuesday, Friday, we are live on Road Trippin, 10 a.m. Pacific. Y'all know what to do. You know where to find us. So with that said, we're going to dive in. I don't know if you guys know this.
Wait, really quickly.
Yeah.
I want to know if the things that are going on in here are so important that the music has to be that loud. You know what I'm saying? It's All-Star Weekend. We have the coach that is literally coaching the Eastern Conference here.
Well, there's two teams. There's two teams. Which team you got?
East, whatever conference it is. And we are bumping literally Zumba music. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they did call you the Zumba
Like, who
instructor.
let the dogs out? Like, that's what we're bumping right now when it's All-Star Weekend and we have the head coach of the Detroit Pistons #1 seed. I don't know a lot about certain things. I don't know a lot about business models, but this is an awesome opportunity to hear from one of the people. But if we want to let the DJ and Spotify control the entire environment, you know, we can figure it out. But that's just me. What do I know?
Detroit basketball.
I will never say those words. I will never say those words.
I love that.
I had some bad experiences. I had some bad
love that.
Your
experiences.
wife told me to say that.
Did she really?
She did.
She loves it too.
I've lost enough. I can't say that.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say that.
Plus, we swept y'all too. Not y'all, but like.
Okay, wait. The number
Previous
one
y'all.
team in the Eastern Conference, second overall in the entire NBA, very
You're
close
second?
to the top.
First.
Your first overall?
First overall.
No, you're not first overall. No, in the
Record.
whole league?
Record, yeah.
No,
Win
it's
percentage.
not.
Win percentage.
percentage?
We're
You have a
75. Yeah, win
Look
percentage.
at you correcting
My
me.
bad.
You guys look at analytics like that.
Wait, literally you have a better
Win percentage. Right now we have the best in the league.
I
Wait, really?
I know you don't.
I don't
And that's
really
why I
get it.
laugh
I did. I
when
didn't
you comment
understand
about
this.
us, and I know you haven't watched
I
us
haven't
play.
watched a single game of you.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
They need to put that on NBA.com because that's not what it says.
Yeah,
Wow.
not bad.
Congratulations.
I love that.
Honestly,
Not bad.
I had low expectations for you, and it's just very impressive to watch you do all the things that you do. I'm kidding. I knew what you were going to accomplish there, kind of. But this has been impressive.
No, it's quicker than a lot of people thought. It's been fun. I do think like we were fortunate to get there when we did, because that year that they had before we got there really brought the group of guys together, right? And it galvanized them in a way that, you know, a very bad experience can bring a group of guys together. And it wasn't, okay, let me run from the situation. It wasn't, let me find his excuses. It was, let's stick together and figure it out. And I think that's what they've done, really quick.
I think for me, one thing that I've seen from the Detroit Pistons is you guys have a sense of culture and a style that is not like everyone else's. And I know we talked down there, How do you instill that? Like, is that like I got to see what players I have, and you're not running pick and pops for Isaiah Stewart or Jalen Duren, but like you were saying, you run plays to get paint touches for your big guys. Remember, like, there were some big guys like Samuel Dallenberg that would get that early paint touch first play of the game. You're doing that now, so you got a nice mix of that old and new. But the culture of the Pistons, how was that? Was that based on the players? Was that based on you and what you saw from them?
It's a combination of things. It was based on the history of the team,
right,
and the history of the fan base in the city. When you come into a new situation that's going to be a process to get back, you want to study the history. And going back and studying the Bad Boys, going back and studying that group of the best five alive, like, we took that to heart. And what the Pistons fans expect and what they love is like that style of play, that grittiness, that toughness, the ability to not back down from anybody, to play a selfless brand of basketball, do things that are extremely difficult every night. Like, that's what we saw. So we wanted to emulate that as best we possibly could. And it just worked out that we had the personnel to do it. I tell people there was a scrimmage that we had, or a pickup game in early September when we first got there. And I was watching how the guys were playing and how physical they were and how they were banging. And, they were chirping with one another. Like, it reminded me of old school, basketball when you used to have fights in practice and all that stuff, right? And I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is the group, this is the identity. And then we just shaped it and formed it. And it's what you see now.
You are one of, for those of you that may be tuning in and may not have an understanding of who JB Bickerstaff really is, just a little brief synopsis from the standpoint of you're one of the most respected culture builders in the game. You've coached stars. Look at Rich. You've coached stars. Touche. Stars, young guys.
It's true. I just don't like lazy.
You've been a head coach in what? Houston, Memphis, Cleveland, and now Detroit.
Yes. You're a journeyman. They call it a journeyman.
How many teams did you play for?
Get him.
Yeah. Oh, journeyman. Right. He did an exit.
Listen, at least you got a lot of jobs. Hey, you made money. Right.
I say this to say, we've had you on the podcast a couple of times, and I believe just recently, was it this past year, Summer League, we had you on?
The summer before, right before I got the job.
That's right. When you walked into the locker room in July of 24, what were your impressions at that time? Like, what's the process?
It was like, you got to give them something to believe in, right? Because again, they had gone through so much. You had to make sure that there was something that they could believe in, that they felt they could attain. And it starts with, you got to focus and work on whatever it is you're going to be great at every single day. It's not this big 10 game or 20 game or 30 game thing. It's how do we do what we need to do today so that we're better tomorrow. And we started to make those small chunks, like it gave them something that they could attain. And then it just grew, right? And every year, every game, we got better. And then we had to learn how to win games. And then we started to learn how to win games in the fourth quarter when it mattered most, like where guys are going to be, the ball's going to be in Cade's hands. How do we surround him? All those things. And then it just took off from there.
Well, one thing I want to touch on is your arena. So you guys get a new arena. People don't talk about this in the league. When you switch arenas and the team is not in an elite place, and it's like a whole new shift. So there was quite a few years where it was like, you guys had this beautiful brand new arena, and Detroit was notorious for always selling out every single game. The Palace at Auburn Hills is an iconic arena. Like, we've all grown up watching that. So how much has the energy, or what's the energy? You can't replace the Palace, but the fact, for me, it was kind of like, dang, they got this new arena, their team is struggling, it's an empty house, but now you've turned it around. What's the energy like in that arena?
It's awesome and it's funny at the same time. I tell this story, our first preseason game last year, we're playing the Milwaukee Bucks, right? So they come out, and they're just dogging us. They're hitting every shot. We're down by like 20, 8 minutes and 30 seconds with left in the first quarter. I call a timeout. There's about 200 people in the building. We walk to our little coaches huddle, and I asked Luke, I said, Luke, are they booing us already? And with not even 4 minutes into the first quarter, we were getting booed at home in front of our own fans. And to go from where that was that night to like where it was when we were playing the Knicks in the playoffs, like, the guys couldn't even hear me on the floor. right? I'm trying to yell and scream, and the
you
arena's
yell a
so
lot. You
loud.
yell a lot.
Sometimes.
You're just very passionate.
Yes.
You're very passionate. I love that.
And you know what I mean? Like, there's two different means. I don't yell at home. I don't yell at home. Ask
Hang
my
on,
kids.
hang on, hang on.
Yeah, ask my kids.
Does Dad yell at home? We've got the whole Bickerstaff family here.
Yes.
Yeah,
For sure.
Mom is like, no.
I run that.
Yep, snitching on him.
No, but that's why I want. Like,
Okay,
I've
continue.
watched a lot of games, but it's like the Palace at Auburn Hills was the top 5 like arena for us to play in. The history, the crowd, the energy. Even when they weren't great, they would still sell out.
Right.
So it was like when you moved to Little Caesars, right? It was just so like.
But I'm telling you now, like, you got to come to, like, if you
I'm
come
excited.
to a playoff game in Little Caesars, it's unbelievable.
Well,
And you can ask, like, other teams now. Like, they're talking about it.
Yeah.
Just the energy, the vibe. Like, it gets loud in there.
How close is it, the vibe that you guys have created now, to?
I mean, it's getting there, right? Like, I think there's still some playoff success to happen before it's, like, all in.
Yeah.
You know, the Lions have been good. The Tigers have been good. So, like, people are still finding their way back to... They're still finding their way back to the Pistons.
I'm
but
so proud of you.
It's awesome.
It took me a half second to like, because I can't really hear.
Right.
And I'm like, why are they laughing? And then, but
Good joke, yes, that was a good one.
honestly,
that was a good one. That was a
Yeah,
good
like,
one.
yeah, you know, I have low expectations. You continue, but I have low
I'm
expectations.
done. I'm done.
Okay, so you've been on teams. You coached James Harden. You coached Donovan Mitchell. Now you're coaching Cade Cunningham. You've coached MVP caliber guards. Is it you're just damn lucky, or you know how to coach the crap out of some guards?
They're obviously talented, right? So to get your hands on guys that are that talented. But what I've been lucky enough to do is learn along the way, right? Like, I was with James for 4 years when we were in Houston, and I got to watch him work.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean, like, he's a relentless worker.
Yeah.
The time that he puts into his game, you know, his intelligence around his game, his creativity, right? So at a younger age for me, that helped me see what these guys were capable of.
Right.
And a lot of times it's get out of their way and let them do what they do best, right? Like, you provide a structure, but you're not going to tell guys that are that creative, that elite, like, don't do this.
Right,
you know,
right.
you can only do that. Like, you let these guys be the best version of themselves, and they're going to continue to grow and continue to get better. And then you just keep breathing confidence in them that they can.
When was the moment that you go, hey, yo, Cade is that dude? Like, was there a game, or was there a practice, or were you like, hey, yo?
There's just been so many of them. You know what I mean? Like being
different,
together,
bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
different
being
dude.
together with him and just watching, you know, him continue to grow and continue to get better. It's like one night you'll see something, you'll be like, damn, that boy's cold, right? And then you'll see something a week later, you'll be like, God damn, like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things with him where, you know, I always liken it. I remember like Dwayne Wade, right?
Yeah.
Like when Dwayne Wade became Flash. Like, I remember that year specifically when he was like falling down backwards and just throwing the ball up over his head and it was just going in. Like, Cade is in that stage now where he just believes that he's different. You and I were laughing about the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
When Neo believed he was the one.
Yeah.
Like, Cade believes he's the one now. And like, his game is translating it.
Earlier this week, we had, I host for the Lakers, of course, one of my mini gigs. And we had Robert Horry on the show that night, and we were doing top 5 MVPs, okay? A lot of flack generated from that because he didn't have necessarily, it was Lakers Spurs, he didn't have Wemby in his top 5 yet. But a name he was very adamant about was Cade Cunningham. Fast forward, we do the road tripping yesterday. He calls in, again, Cade Cunningham. Why should Cade, do you believe Cade?
Yeah, if the season ended today, Cade Cunningham's the MVP hands down.
I would agree.
If you have a guy, and if the MVP is the person that's most important to winning, with the record that we have and the weight that he carries, there's no doubt in my mind that he's the MVP if the season were to end today. You talk about a guy who, you know, on any given night will guard the other team's best player and still have to carry the burden that he carries on the offensive end for us. You talk about a guy who never takes away from his teammates, only gives to his teammates. He doesn't suffocate his teammates so that they can't grow. He gives them opportunity to grow, opportunity to spread their wings. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that he would be the MVP if the season ended today.
Now that I think about it, no, but all kidding aside, it's like, to me, Jokic, his numbers are always so
Right,
dominant.
right.
His on and off the floor, always, it feels like it's historic. Shea, he's a beacon of elite consistency.
Right.
Like a 20-point streak, and he has potential to break Wilt Chamberlain's record.
Right.
A 60-year-old record, that's an elite level of consistency. Cade has something that's unique where, to me, it was like, we know he was the number one pick. We didn't know he would be this dude this quick. Is there something that he does that, like, you feel like sped up the process? Because you had a young James Harden.
He was healthy?
You've had, I don't know.
He was healthy. He was hurt.
Who?
He was hurt a bunch
He was
early
hurt
on.
early,
He was
yeah.
a bunch
Yeah.
early on, but then you see him like coming back and turning into a young man. And I feel like when you came, you go, hey man, I trust you. I trust your work, and I'm gonna put players around you that also trust you, but don't do exactly what you do so that you could do what you do best, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right?
He's highly intelligent, and his ability to pick up things, you know what I mean, like on the fly, and that's what I marvel at sometimes, is like I watch him in game make adjustments so quickly based on how the game is being played that defenses don't have time to keep up. And they can't keep making adjustment after adjustment because they don't have an answer
There's
for
only
it.
so many adjustments you can
Exactly.
make. Here's the game plan, one adjustment, maybe another one,
And guess
but that's
what?
it.
And then
It's
you're
a
done.
wrap.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And then you're
That's
done,
it.
right?
You
And
take
I
it.
think like he has the ability to make people want to go full circle and try to come back to where they started, but by then it's too late.
So we talked a lot about Cade Cunningham, but like one guy that I absolutely appreciate is Duren. And so from being just an absolute monster of a human being to now hitting middies, to working on the offensive game, how have you seen his development, and have you had to say like, hey, that's nice that you want to be this. We need you to be, I see you as this.
Yeah. So first of all, like he's an awesome dude,
Yeah.
right? And he's an unbelievable teammate. And that was part of what we needed him to outgrow,
Right.
because we needed him to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
He just wanted like, this is what you need me to do.
Right.
I'm just gonna do this. So the conversation we had before last summer was, it's time for you to break free of that, right? Like you being aggressive and being offensive minded and attack minded, like that's only gonna make the team
Let the
better.
peacock fly.
Yeah.
Right. And so this summer he worked on his
Nobody got that reference.
He worked on his one-on-one game. There we
got
go.
the reference.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
They got the reference. Other
He
guys.
worked on his
Anyways, they
one-on-one
got that.
game. You know, he's got the skill set, he's got the touch, and it's only made him a better player, but it made the team better. And that's where he bought into doing it. Is like, okay, the team needs me to do this,
Right.
then I'm gonna go out and get
But
it done.
people don't understand that in the game of basketball, that sometimes being selfish is the best thing for the team. It's one of the very rare sports where being selfish can actually help your team. And teaching players, like Duren's one of those guys that's just like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever it needs. I don't care how many points I score. If I just want rebounds, I'm gonna block shots. I'll finish the shots I get. But it's like, no, you need to centralize your focus. Was it hard? Did he pick it up easy?
He picked it up easy. And
He was
that's
like,
the
oh,
thing,
you
is,
want me to score? Okay,
you want me to
let's go.
score, right? And but here's how we simplified it, and this was what was awesome about it, is I told him, I said, listen, one per quarter. You have to create one shot on your own per quarter.
Yeah.
And we simplified it as that. It's like, if you do that, you're going to average close to 20 points a game. You're going to have huge nights. And it was just easy for him.
You're
When
a
you say
good
it like
coach.
that, that's a good.
You're a good coach. You know why? Because I know certain people have certain analytical brains, right? And they break it down in a certain way. For me, I remember one time I heard it was like Kobe and Shaq were talking about averaging 30. And they're like, that just means I got to make 4 buckets each quarter. And I'm like,
$4 buckets.
that's a
I'm trying to
lot.
get 4
But
minutes.
like, no, but if you got to get 4 buckets, if you got to get 4 buckets a quarter, that's just kind of
What
your
would that
pride
equate
set.
to?
Like 30 points, damn near 30 points. For if you include free throws and that type of stuff, right?
Just want to see if his math.
Yeah, like
Close.
Yeah,
Yes,
but no,
yes.
I'm saying.
But you went to Arizona, so I don't expect you to be
including
right on.
threes,
Thank you,
Wait,
thank
wait.
you.
Including threes, including free throws. They were saying if I average
went to
4 buckets a
Minnesota.
quarter,
That
The
is not
Harvard
the-
of the Midwest,
the
they call
Harvard
it.
of
my
the mid
God.
mother-
That's
the
what they
Harvard
call
of
it.
the Midwest,
The
they call
Fartford.
Minnesota.
That's what I call it.
My girl Kelsey Heenan is here. I don't know where she's at. However, she's from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
The Harvard of Minnesota.
Of the
Or of
Midwest.
the Midwest, I mean, is what they
Yes.
call
No,
Minnesota.
it's probably the Harvard of Minnesota. That's probably better.
You're right. You're right.
But wait, so and you were saying selfish is great.
Yeah.
Most coaches don't say, hey, stop being a role player, you're an all-star. That's not a normal conversation. Most
You better
people are
thank
like,
you
hey.
every day.
Yeah,
better
and
thank
then,
you every day.
Listen,
Every
that's
single
my guy.
day.
We
I
gotta
know,
be
but
like, I know,
But I'm
yeah.
saying, you appreciate coaches
Yeah.
that bring out the best in you.
Yeah.
Like, that's why Tim and Pop are so tight.
Right.
There's so many players
But you
that have
don't
this-
always understand it when you're that young.
no.
And that's the thing about JD. JD's one of the most self-aware people I've ever been around.
Really?
Like, it's unbelievable. Like, being able to coach him, because he can just look in the mirror. And he's honest with himself and he's honest with you. And that's why he takes that feedback and he can make adjustments so quickly, because he's not just stuck in his head like, oh, I'm this, I know I'm that, whatever. He's like, listens, he's self-aware, and he takes it and adjusts quickly. And that's why he's been able to take such a huge step, is because he can look in the mirror.
You guys know how much we live and breathe the NBA. And if you're listening to this podcast, odds are you do too. So teaming up with Fanatics Sportsbook just made sense. You probably know Fanatics for the gear, but now Fanatics Sportsbook is checking in the game, giving NBA fans more ways to raise their game every single night. Fanatics Sportsbook isn't just about betting. Every wager earns fan cash that you can actually use on NBA gear, collectibles, and more. You watch the games, you tune in to talk about the league with us, and now you've got a way to get more out of it every time you lock in. So whether you're locked into the playoff race, debating tonight's matchups, or just watching hoops like we are, Fanatics Sportsbook is right there with you. There's a lot of basketball ahead, which means plenty of ways to bet, all in the Fanatics Sportsbook app. Join the road tripping family on America's fastest growing sportsbook today. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. In Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
Did you guys hear that Jamar Chase is officially Fabletics' first NFL ambassador? He just dropped his first collection with them, featuring his favorite essentials, classic effortless tees, go-to oversized hoodies, and all the comfy pieces perfect for lounging or hitting the gym in the new year. And because I joined the Fabletics VIP program, I got first dibs on all the new gear. When I signed up as a new VIP with Fabletics, I got 80% off everything. I thought it was going to be one of those too good to be true things, but no, this is real. The quality honestly surprised me. Fabletics pieces feel like the kind of high-end activewear you'd easily pay a couple $100s for, but you get that same premium fit and durability for a tiny fraction of the price. At that point, the VIP membership basically pays for itself. And the fit, dialed in. No waistbands creeping down, joggers that actually keep their shape, jackets that are warm without being bulky. Everything feels soft, breathable, flexible, and built for whatever your day looks like. Workouts, travel days, getting back into your routine, or those New Year fresh start mornings when you just need something that helps you feel put together. Plus, there's something reassuring about knowing that Fabletics isn't just an online brand floating in the void. They've got over 2 million VIP members and more than 100 retail stores. It feels like joining a community people genuinely count on. Fabletics already has incredible deals, and I've got an exclusive offer just for my listeners. Get 80% off everything when you sign up as a VIP, and yes, that includes Jamar's first drop. Just head to fabletics.com/roadtrip, take a quick style quiz, and be sure to select Road Trip when prompted to unlock your 80% off. That's fabletics.com/roadtrip. This is a great segue. I don't know if you guys were with us at the top of the show, but if not, we are officially, Road Trippin is officially sponsored by Fanatics Sportsbook. So we are going to transition into our detour segment, sponsored by Fanatics.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay.
Let's go.
That's why she's the
Hey,
host
listen,
of the show.
JB, we really appreciate the money. We really appreciate it.
When I met your wife officially downstairs for the first time, she literally said, she drew that, she was like introducing me to your family, and she said she basically is here to keep these two knuckleheads
In order.
in order.
Yes.
One knucklehead.
Yes, look at her. She's
One
back there, yeah.
knucklehead.
Both of you, and Kendrick Perkins, who we do certainly miss. We said that.
Big Perky lurk.
Can we give her
Perkins
some
dealing
love?
with
Can we give her some love right now?
1,000%.
No, here it comes.
So, I got a great story. So,
We're gonna get to our detour segment.
one of our really good friends is Jamal Mosley. And then Jesse Mermis, who went to Arizona. Obviously,
went
She,
to Arizona.
you about to say
is
you?
holding her breath behind you right now.
It's positive. It's positive. Relax.
I'm nervous.
I can feel it in the back of my neck.
Yeah.
It's like I got sunburn on the back of my
better
neck.
be
I can feel the
careful.
heat. No, but what I liked about that is that all of us are really, really good friends. And I was calling the game. You and Jamal are great friends. Wives, everybody are good friends. But we know this, when it's into the playoffs, you don't mess with your best friends.
No.
We played against the Warriors. Luke Walton, our best friend, is coaching on the other side. He hits us up when he gets to Cleveland like, are we not going to hang out? And we're like, fuck you, bitch. We down 2-0. Like, get the hell out of it. Like, we're just having a conversation. So what I'm expressing is, I love the fact that your wife was so on board with Team Bickerstaff that in the postseason, we're not hanging out with our best friends on the other side. And that is a compliment to her. That's a compliment to like your whole family. Because I didn't even process that until you guys were in that space. And for me, it was like, wait, y'all not gonna go to dinner? She's like, no, I'm not going to dinner with them.
So you're
I'm not going to dinner with them.
the identity of the Detroit Pistons is because of your wife.
Like,
That's right. That's right.
That's 100%. But that's respect. It caught me off guard. It did catch me off guard.
Hey,
That's
I'm gonna just say, she don't fuck around.
You
It's a championship wife.
Right,
You
right.
go to dinner with Mish? Did you go to dinner with me? It's like, no, heck no, that's Orlando. That's some regular season stuff. I'm not hanging out with them.
No.
And I was like,
We'll see you in the
let's
summer.
go.
Yeah, we'll
Hey,
see you in the summer.
When you go to
love
when
that
you
though.
guys travel on vacation for All-Star weekends together,
Yes.
and then you don't talk during the postseason, that's respect.
Yeah.
Give me that on my team.
Yeah, no, I called
That's a weird
Jamal
balance.
on a Sunday before the playoffs started. I said, listen, man, this is the last time you and I are going to speak for 2 weeks.
For 2
We
weeks.
went game 7. We ended up winning in game 7.
You give 'em
We didn't
all?
even make eye contact on the floor together
can't.
until game 7. We didn't even make eye contact.
Wait. So
Wow.
obviously, JB and Luke are on Cleveland. Jamal and Jesse are on Orlando. I put the four of them on.
Detroit.
I put the four.
No, this is-
on
we're still in
Orlando.
Cleveland
Orlando.
time.
Oh,
I
yeah,
put
yeah.
the four of them on a text chain, and then I was just live. I was live texting. Just that no one ever responded.
Hang on, what is it like being friends with Richard Jefferson?
Have you ever tried to hug a cactus? That's about right. Like, I love it. It's just there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go close to it. I'm like, ah!
Tell me that wasn't amazing. And I put the four of you on a text chain. And it was
You
like,
said it.
oh,
You
here
said
comes
it.
Orlando. No, never mind.
It like, when it was in your favor, it was funny. But when you were the team, like, we got beat by 20 to Orlando,
Yeah.
like, then his commentary, that shit wasn't funny. You know what I mean? But, yeah, but
To
when we
think
won,
between the two teams, how many U of A people, Brett, Jesse was there at the time. Most, he might as well be U of A
Yeah.
guy. But like, just that connection.
yeah.
It was fun to kind of see them not no one responded. It
Y'all's
was literally
circle
just
is
me in a
interesting.
text chain.
Yeah.
I do have
It's
a question.
Cool. It's
I
interesting.
do have a random question.
Hang on, we got to get to our detour
Oh
segment.
yeah, let's get to our
What is
details.
your
Let's get to
question
the
about
money.
this?
Let's
We
get
can
to the money.
process.
Don't shit on the money.
No, okay. We'll get back
Don't
to your
shit on the
question.
No, don't do that.
asking
The
nothing
detour
about
segment presented by Fanatics. Jalen Duren. We were talking about Jalen Duren. The elephant in the room.
Yeah. You having a sip like it's a drink. It's
I don't
water.
know. I don't know
I
if
know.
you knew this,
I
but
need to wet my whistle before I get to talking.
the man to your left got very emotional earlier this week
Yes.
when discussing the fight, I guess.
It's a fight. It was a fight.
It was a fight.
It was a fight.
Scrum.
The scrum.
It was a fight. Punches were thrown and connected. It's a
I
fight.
appreciated and loved your take post game. We have put it on Road Trippin. It is out there. I want to know, just as everything has settled down, first and foremost, you get the suspensions handed down to you. Beef Stew gets 7 games. Jalen gets 2. Kind of to Richard's point, there is a next tier level of how that could affect your team, but then also channeling the identity for which you want to create with your culture.
Yeah, there's a fine line that you walk when you walk that fine line, the way that we play, right? Like every single night, we teeter on the line, right? We teeter on a line of physicality, grit, toughness, like all the dirty things that happen in the trenches. It's important to us to win those battles. What I'll say is, and this is where I've been a little frustrated with the narrative that's been out there.
By
is like-
Richard.
I don't know if it was by him because I don't listen
That was
to him.
not me. That was Perk.
Yeah,
That
no,
was Perk.
no. I'm not. No, I don't listen to you, so I don't know what you say. But what I'm saying is, like, people have been talking about, and limiting what our guys' basketball capabilities are.
No.
And calling them just like roughhouse and goons and
Nah.
like those types of
Nah.
things, right?
That's
and
soft. That's
right.
soft.
But what I want to make sure is like our guys get grabbed, held, wrestled. Like you go back and watch us every single night and watch the things that happen, and it's physical, right? We dish out as much as we take, but we don't cross the line, okay? And that's what I want everybody to be aware of is like our guys go out and impact winning basketball games, through their physicality and through the toughness of it all. There's plenty of opportunities every night. If our guys wanted to respond, they could, right? If they wanted to cross the line, they could. This was one of the uglier moments, right? And I hope that in an 82-game season, we don't just spend the time, dwelling on somebody's, worst moment, because there's so many positive things that have happened for our guys. So, again, our guys have a great idea and understanding of who we are. They've been really good for the most part at staying within the boundaries. This one escalated, and I'll repeat this now, and then we can move on from it. But, it was over with. JD was a back crossed half court. Stu was still on the sideline. It was re-escalated, and then that's where the problems came about.
Right.
So, our guys have done a phenomenal job of staying within the lines, more so than not.
And look, because we all care about the game of basketball deeply, right? We don't look at this as a Detroit thing. I'm very aware of OKC. People were complaining that they were too physical. That's just part of complaint of success. Right. Your team plays within the lines and the rules, and it's a beautiful thing. You don't like it physical, get tougher. I looked at it as a teaching moment of hey, we are not the same old Pistons. We got shit to lose. And so that's the same narrative. You look at some of the issues in Golden State with Draymond and the mistakes that were made. So a lot of it comes from, and again, most of our conversation was hey, Detroit, you have something to lose now. Who you were 2 years ago is not who you are now. You're going to get people to antagonize you. You're going to get people to start things with you. So it was never looking at your worst moment. It was more of, how do we teach this next group of individuals that are going to be dominant for the next decade? Hey, let's learn from this. People are going to come at you. People are going to do anything that they can. And so how do you take that moment and then grow for it and understand that if you're on the Wizards and you get in a fight, no one cares. You're on the number 1 seed, that can impact. That's the difference between number 1 and number 2, those couple of games. And then all of a sudden, you're in the finals and you don't have home court. So that's more of what my thinking was, and our conversation truly was. It was less about the fight and that happens every day. We know that. We've all been in those altercations. But I guess for me, it was what was the message before we move on? What was the message of kind of that, of hey, I love to defend yourself. Don't change anything, but let's have a different mindset of we have opportunity to win a championship, and these micro things can affect them.
Yeah, it was, to be honest with you, this started last year with us, where there were certain teams who would just agitate us, get under our skin, knew we would lose our temper, and then we would lose those games, right? So it wasn't new for us. And we've taken great steps. In one of our games a couple weeks ago, Isaiah Stewart gets put in a headlock.
Yeah,
they try to throw him to the ground. He doesn't fall to the ground. He gets up. He walks away. Right? So we've taken steps in the right direction. And what it is to me, and what I've told our guys is, it's an absolute sign of respect.
Yes, it is.
Right? If they feel like they can't beat you on the court and they're trying to get in your head, it's a sign of respect for what you guys have accomplished. So our guys understand that, right? And they know what we have in front of us. They all want to be there to be a part of it. So again, I don't expect this situation to happen again. We'll learn from it. We'll move forward, and understanding just how important all these moments are.
It was a moment that's gone. I just as a coach does, you take the film and you're hey, we won the game, but let's look at where we can be better.
Right.
And that's more of the mindset of hey, this is a teachable moment of boys, we want to win. Again, we won a championship because Draymond, let his emotions get the best of him. And so that's where my brain goes. What?
Or it wasn't because Andrew Bogut got hurt? It wasn't because Fetzer got hurt?
I'm saying that was the start of the snowball effect.
Okay.
That was the start of it.
I'll give you that.
I also was going to say,
just because Draymond didn't play, I hate when people tell me that.
I didn't say because Draymond didn't play.
Andrew Bogut not playing had the biggest impact.
Andre Iguodala,
because he was crazy the first 2 games.
That was the start of hey, we needed an injection, and we got it.
I also think you said it a couple minutes ago, the way in which the narrative is covered. You don't
that to me is people who don't watch us play every single night. They watch clips.
Yeah.
right? And those people watch clips and try to set a tone for who we are.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like. Like, I love our guys. I
Yeah.
love being around them every single day, how committed they are, how selfless they are. Like, this is the most special team that I've ever been a part of,
Yeah.
right? And I want to sell that and let people see that. And you just hear, and I know negativity works and all
That's
that.
not us.
I know, no, I'm not talking about y'all.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
not talking about all of y'all. I'm just saying, that's what people are trying to sell. And I just want to sell the Pistons as the great story that it is.
They are.
And I'm telling you, like, if you guys got to spend time, you have some with our guys, you'd fall in love with them just like I
JB,
have.
can I tell you this? Don't think that how you guys are playing, regardless of that one thing, is not being seen by millions of people. And now you have people, like I live in Portland, Oregon. People from Portland are like, yo, you know what team I like to watch now? The Pistons. They play a brand of basketball that I understand, that I get with, and they are so connected that and this is to my next question, that anybody who comes in is exactly what they're supposed to be for that team to win. And so my question to you is, we've talked about Duren, we've talked about Cade, we're not gonna talk about Beef Stew. What is the guy that does not get enough credit for who he is, for what's behind the scene, right? Because James Jones, for us in 16, didn't get enough credit for like, Channing, you were garbage last night, let's watch film. Bron, that's not right. Go talk to like he was that guy. Who is that guy for you guys?
Tobias Harris.
Tobias?
Yeah, Tobias Harris.
You say that
I know. It's true.
I literally thought you asked
He's
that
a glue
question
guy.
knowing
So that I
it
could
would be
talk
your
about
cousin.
No, I did.
Tobias, I crack jokes.
I thought it'd be
you know I
donkeys.
mess with you. I love a $400 million glue guy.
Listen,
Wow.
here's what
I love it, bro.
Here's what I'm gonna
I
say.
mess with Tobias.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
He's an
a great
unbelievable-
dude.
like-
Outstanding. I just talk trash.
I know. That's what you do. The more I'm around him, the more I feel for how poorly he was treated in Philly.
They didn't
and before he
appreciate
got, it makes absolutely no
he's an amazing
sense.
dude.
He's an amazing dude that does whatever you need him to do. Like, you go back and watch our playoff series last year, he had to guard Karl Anthony Towns. He was getting like 14 rebounds a night. Like, he makes shots. He goes to the post and gets his little midi. You know what I mean? Like, when you need a bucket, you can go to him. And every single day, he's the same person, same attitude, consummate professional, willing to teach people anything, like sit with guys. He's an unbelievable businessman. So, like, people sit with him and just ask him questions about what they do with their money.
You missed that.
He's
Gene.
Chosen is doing
he's the best.
pretty good right now.
He really is.
Chosen family wins.
that didn't really trickle down in the whole family. The businessman.
Listen.
That's between him
I don't
and his
have
family.
a boss.
Okay, can you give us not an old head? Give us one. We'll rephrase it to the
Okay.
space of what is one of the young players that you feel has done a good job of growth this year that might not get credit? We know the old head because Tobias is an OG,
Right.
But he don't get enough credit. But if you got $350 million in the bank, forget credit. Just give me the money.
Right.
So, like, is there somebody out there that you want to recognize?
I mean, it's hard to just pick one because if you go through our season, so many guys have had different impacts, right? Like, I think Asar gets a lot of love from the public and what he does, but I don't know if they really know how much he impacts winning. Like, all the little things that he does that may not be in the stat sheet, like, he does it to a high level. Ron Holland is another guy. Like, any other situation, you get drafted number 5, you're playing, 25, 30 minutes guaranteed, and you don't have to worry about it, right? Guy like Dennis Jenkins was on a 2-way, and now he plays reserve minutes for us, as our backup point guard, has started and won games for us. So we got so many guys that just contribute and chip in, unlike this guy, apparently.
That guy.
Oh, dude.
That's
Okay.
what he does.
You
Exit
need
hard
one
left
more?
every time. I've got plenty.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yep.
If you could coach any player ever, who would you want to coach?
Wait,
And you get them for 3 seasons, ever. Because this is a tough question for a coach, because certain players that are great, you're not really coaching them. You're just like, I'm subbing you out, sort of, if you want to. Please come sit down for 10 seconds. Other players are like, whatever you need, coach.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that guy.
Just in history, just because, like, how I approach the game,
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is the guy for me.
Ooh, okay.
Like, if I had an opportunity for 3 years, right, Like, if I had an opportunity to be around Magic Johnson for 3 years, like, I feel like there's so much that I could learn from him about how he played the game, how he included everybody in the game, and how he helped raise the level of teams that he was on.
Have you repositioned your father yet? In the stands?
No, he just left town. That's what,
He just left town.
He just left town.
You're just like, I don't want to watch
it's
this
so,
no more.
He's so
we're just
sweet.
he is, and he's the best, and he was there. But it's just so different for him now, right? Like, the way that he coached the game was like old school. It was serious. It was direct. Like, and why I was laughing about that before is like, you guys didn't get to see it. He was at one of our shoot-arounds, right? And so he's sitting in a chair. We got the music blasting. We're going through our drills.
Yeah.
And I'm standing on the other side of the court, and I just see this look on his face. And he just gets up. He walks out. He goes into my office, and he just shuts the door. So I go in there to check on him, and he was like, yeah, I just couldn't take any more of that.
No way.
Yeah, but it's just like, you know,
It's so different.
it's so different, you know what I mean? But he's been awesome, and, you know, he helps me a ton, and it's awesome.
Think about in 05 when I first got in the league, and think about now. So 20
That was
years
20
later.
years ago, bitch. You
20?
old.
You
are
older than me.
I understand that, but like, bro, you like the little bro, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You
listen,
remember?
Yeah, I do
20
remember.
years ago,
Okay,
there
well-
was legit power forwards.
Right.
Every
Right.
night
Both
was
Bella
a
Harringtons.
savage.
Right.
Or
Brian Grant. Was it Brian
Yeah,
Grant?
Brian Grant.
Brian
Yeah,
Grant.
Okay,
Brian
no,
Grant.
it's after me. I
Yeah.
had LaMarcus, Chris Kaman, Amari,
Elton Brand.
Chris
Elton
Kaman.
Brand.
Did you say
Chris
Chris
Kaman
Kaman?
was, listen,
Yeah.
I don't care what you say about the caveman, cold.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, he
then you
has-
had
he has some- he
Carlos
has some work to
Boozer,
him.
Yes.
Mehmet Okur, then you had Ron Artest playing in Houston, then you had Timmy, then you had David West, then you had Kevin in his prime. So, like, the
You said
league
Kevin's
then, the
prime
league-
was when he was 23.
when he was one of the two best power forwards in the league, getting 30 rebounds
What
a
are
game.
you laughing about?
I was at
You
that
were
game.
there,
He had,
yes.
30 rebounds. It was versus the Knicks.
Do you remember
Yeah.
what you told me about that?
About what? No. And I'm not, no. And you're not going to do it. I don't know what you're
How do
talking
you
about.
deal with the supercomputer brain?
He's like beautiful mind, but like,
Are you saying I'm autistic?
Wow.
you're not going to get me in trouble.
Yeah,
You're not going to get me
seriously.
in trouble. No, I just said you have a beautiful mind.
You know what? You
You
know
are-
what? You
you
know
are
what? You
out
know
of
what it
control.
is? They see me trying my best to handle it.
Listen.
They see me trying my best.
It's certain, again, coachability, right? And
Yeah.
understanding your players.
Yeah,
Like,
KYP.
I understand him, right? You keep it very simple for him, and you don't try to make him color within the lines. It's that easy.
Just use your fingers.
Yes, hey, buddy.
Oh my God, I've heard that.
Just dip them in there, no brushes.
That's genius. I'm using that. Okay, before we wrap this up,
Yeah.
but we like to do a segment reoccurring every week on Road Trippin called Straight Trippin. You get it. Road Trippin, Straight Trippin. So this is coming to you from a coaching perspective, nothing else.
Right.
So I'm not setting up for anything. After being traded to the Cavs, James Harden said loyalty is overrated. Quote, the whole quote unquote loyalty thing, I think it's overrated. This is a business at the end of the day. To answer your question, this is a business at the end of the day, so I feel like players should ultimately do what's best for them, and the front office does what's best for them and their owner and their organization. So it's two sides of the story. As a coach, is he tripping, or do you understand where he's coming from?
I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like, this is, and we've all been treated this way at some point in time in our career. Like, it's been a transaction, you know, where people make the decisions that they think are best for them. You know, you don't want to breed an environment where people feel that in your own building, but people are going to make cold-hearted decisions in this business. So I get what he's saying.
This is
Why'd
the
you
thing.
laugh so
No,
hard?
I laughed because and I'm gonna be real for a second.
Okay, what was happening before? Were you not real?
No, I just like to mess around. I
Okay.
don't know what I'm going to say as it's coming out. One of the things that JB told me I met JB when I was 21 years old, before I got drafted, before I played an NBA game, I met JB. And we got to know each other and we became really, really close friends. And he was like, his dad was a head coach and his dad was one of the OGs in the game. And I remember you saying like, yeah, we used to only read, my dad only let us read USA Today, the newspaper. That was the only paper. And you were like, because all of the local newspapers have opinion columns and all this stuff. And I never processed that. And it was like your dad understood what the business was and protected y'all from that. And from that mindset as a coach, you're like, you're a legacy guy. We talk about it, you're a Nepo baby, right? And so when we talk about
Why does that sound so negative coming out of your mouth? Jesus Christ.
as the youngest, are you still the youngest head coach to ever win a game?
JB,
Wait.
make him
Are you-
color in between the lines.
Are
Make
you-
him stable.
Are you still the youngest head coach to ever win a game?
I believe so.
Yeah, youngest
Yeah.
head coach to ever win a game. Your dad got kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
You won the next game as the head coach.
Yeah.
Was that in Charlotte?
In
Yeah, in Charlotte.
Against the Knicks when David
Well,
Lee
so-
hit that shot and then he got fired?
No. That was versus the Philadelphia 76ers.
That was against
when
us.
my dad got kicked out.
Oh, okay. Before
when
that.
David Lee hit that back door.
Yeah.
Bernie got kicked out of a game.
No, but JB is the youngest
think
head coach
I'm
to ever win a game. I bring it full circle to say, when you asked him about the transactional nature of this league,
Yeah.
you're talking to a dude that grew up in it. He used to go and get autographs from players and sell them at schools. That's what he used to do with his. Yeah, I'm telling. I'm snitching. He used to go. He was a ball boy. So his dad was the head coach. He was a ball boy. Stay locked in. He was a ball boy. So he used to go and get autographs from players and then take it to school and sell it.
You used to sell. What was the most
I
you got?
was killing it. I was killing it. I was
In
7
Charlotte?
years old with $100 bills in my pocket. I was killing it. And you just snitched in front of my mama?
Yeah, in front of your
She
mama.
never heard that
Oh
story
my God! Look
before.
at her. Oh.
She never heard that story.
I was like, that's genius. I'm like, I try and keep my boys away from that. But yeah, I love them.
All the bubble gum and baseball cards you wanted, I had them all.
He had them all.
I had them
so
all.
He was there every time. So like they always
not
saw
happy
him.
with you.
They knew it was his dad. So he was like, bro, that's respect.
And I'll never forget the security guard snitched on me.
Did he really?
Yeah, he
How'd
told
he
told
tell?
the trainer, Mark St. I don't know if you guys remember Mark. So Mark was our boss when we were in Seattle. He stayed with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's still there now. And he works for the Oklahoma City Thunder now. And the security guard told Mark, my boss,
That you
Mark
were-
grabbed me. And he never told my dad, but he grabbed me and told me I had to cut it out.
You were making it killing.
I was
you
killing.
had like a full-on scheme going.
Yeah, everybody. It was like, if you wanted a piece of paper, it was one price. If you wanted it on a basketball card, it was another. If you wanted a basketball, it was another
So
price.
you've always been like this.
It was killing it.
I'm respect.
Yeah.
I respect it. That's it.
Before we let you go, we have a microphone. Anyone have any questions that you
got
want to
any
ask
questions?
JB
Anybody
Bickerstaff,
Or can we
head
go and
coach?
keep drinking?
Oh, we got some
Can we
questions
go and
right
keep
here.
drinking? How you doing?
I need you to state your name
all right.
before you ask.
All right, my name is Mason Edgian. I'm from San Diego. It's a question for Coach. What's the mindset going into the second half of the season as a number one seed in the East?
We're in San Diego first.
Damn.
We're in
Southeast.
San
Good question.
Southeast? Love San
Lincoln
Diego.
High School.
You can where?
Lincoln High School.
My mom went to Lincoln High School.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
world.
That's
awesome.
right. That's right. Mama's
That's
right
a good
there.
question,
Listen right
too.
there. That's Mama. That's why.
That's right. That's
right.
right. I mean, to keep it going and keep getting better. Like, we don't feel like we're a finished product yet, and that's the best part of our group is they're always trying to take the next step. But we want to be playing our best basketball going into the playoffs, and we know there's things that we need to work on. But the habits that you build now are the habits that are going to come out when the games are the toughest. So we're just working on those.
That was a good question.
That's a great
Shout out
question.
Great question.
Any
Shout
other
out Lincoln High
questions?
School.
Anyone else?
I know, literally.
That was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Frequency.
My name's Kyle Harris, and I got a question for Richardson. What happened to the refereeing career? Like,
What happened to my referee career?
Yeah.
I was trash.
Right.
I'm going to be really honest. I was trash. They told me never to come back. Ultimately, I did it, and they were like, hey, Richard, would you like to come to the referee symposium that they had? And so I did it, and they really threw me out to the wolves so I could tell everyone in these seats how hard it is. It's a very difficult job. I would never do that job, but the reason why I stopped doing it is because I was trash. I was trash.
I appreciate it.
I got you.
Any other?
We got more questions.
Oh, we got more questions.
My question is,
Oh, no, you got to speak up, bro. You got to speak with some bass.
like, who's the hardest player you have to guard and why?
Oh, that could be for all three of you.
Wait a second. I know for JB, the answer is me.
Okay.
Channing, who's the hardest person you've ever had to guard?
Shaq?
Oh, yeah, Shaq.
Okay, that's
not
hard.
even-
That's not even close.
This is what I would say. People don't understand. It's a different kind of mindset. if I'm guarding Kobe, if I'm guarding certain players, they're going to shoot 30 times. My only job is to make sure they don't go for 50, right? So if you're going to get 25, 26 shots, don't go for 50.
Did Kobe get 50 on you?
No, Bron did. He had 55. He had double nickel, but that was Scott Skiles' shitty-ass fucking game plan.
Here goes the player blaming the coach.
Skiles was a great
First of all,
coach.
let me express to you. He basically said whenever they do well, it's because Mo Williams go off. So, Richard, we're not going to give you any help. We're going to try and keep Mo Williams down. I'm like, what are you talking about? So he had 55. Anyways, for me, it was players like Manu Ginobili, Andre Karolinko. Like, you'd lose sight of them. They'd be back. You didn't box them out. They would get an offensive rebound. Luol Deng. Guys like that, for me, were harder. Because if you're guarding T-Mac, if you're guarding Kobe, if you're guarding, I guarded Jordan, those guys are going to get a volume of shots. Your whole job is to keep them down. And one thing that we were always taught in the NBA is shot per point. If you have 27 shots and you have 28 points, I did a good job, right? So that's where I would go shot per point in my brain, but it's not what people think, because great players are going to do great things and you just have to accept it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Anyone else? Because honestly, there's a...
I had a question for Chatty Frye, Richard Jefferson. From playing the game and being retired, from both points of views, is there a person or maybe a couple of people that helped you look at the game a different way? Playing and retirement.
Yeah, Grant Hill and Steve Nash changed my whole mind about, like, literally everything. How to approach the game, like my expectation of being what the team needs versus what they have to do, like how to approach the week, how to approach the month. They were looking at the schedule, like, hey, we need to be good at this, or you need to be good against these type of players so that they have to do this adjustment. Like, I was like, I just want to play. And they were like, no, you're going to play, but you can't let Roy Hibbert be good or Dwight Howard be good so that Amari is being guarded by them. And then when I went to the Cavs, LeBron's brain is crazy. So then he's like, hey, I watched film on you in 2001 when you were in high school and you like this pass. And I go, where do you even get that film or the VHS? But like the greats dissect the game down from like the year, month, week, day. And so for me, I would say LeBron, Steve Nash, Grant Hill blew my mind up.
I would say this. For me, it was Jason Kidd. He was the first person to teach me a game and just to see it. Bron was the first person that I could kind of step away and just marvel at how he looked at the game. Because Jason Kidd was that way from a passing standpoint. Bron had kind of that plus X. From a broadcasting standpoint, and this is going to be one of the hardest words I've ever said, JJ Redick. JJ Redick was, he made me a better...
I don't care about no broadcasting.
No. JJ Redick, no, I'm just saying because he said from inside the game and outside the game, how you view it. JJ Redick was one of the people that made me look at the game differently. He made me a better broadcaster. He's a very, very good friend, regardless of his college. But he made me a better broadcaster because his knowledge of the game and how he saw it. It allowed me to kind of see it and kind of pick up that. But on the court, probably J. Kidd and LeBron.
So now, with that being said, do you
there's a follow-up to this, bitch? I thought we gave you a whole
Do you feel like you can go into a coaching position?
Do I feel like I can what?
You can go into a coaching position.
That's actually a question for JB. JB, do you think Richard could...
You asked if I could go into a coach's meeting. Let me say this.
Coaching position.
Position.
Let me say this. This is one of my closest friends, Luke Walton, JJ Redick, Jamal Mosley. Some of my closest dear friends are head coaches in this league, and they would never hire me.
Ever.
And that's true.
That is true.
That is
And
a
on that,
fact.
we're going to wrap up this edition of Road
coach.
Trippin'. But again, a reminder, we are here in Inglewood, California, NBA All-Star 2026. The last thing I want to end on. How excited are you to be a coach of the All-Star?
Look at you.
One of the All-Star
Look at you. Look at my guy. Look, you got people applauding. See, listen, when you invite 30 family members, you'll get an applause.
You know that better than everybody.
I will say, having talked to one of your associate head coaches, Luke.
Yeah.
There was, okay, just a little peek behind the curtain. When it comes to All-Star Weekend, if you're inundated in the NBA season, right? This is a time, on one hand, that you could actually get away. Take a moment, reset, recalibrate, obviously what's on the other side. Luke had that perspective when we were talking to him yesterday, but he also was like, our guy. It's like our guy. We're so pumped. We're so excited to be here. And I was just like, that's real. Like, that shit's real.
Yeah, his loyalty to you is weird.
It is kind of weird.
It is really weird. His loyalty to you, I was like, what?
But let's not let the facts get in the way of a good story.
He's got a great job.
Outstanding.
He's got an unbelievable job.
He's got
So he gets it. He gets it. He's got a great job. Yeah. No, but you think about it, and I don't want to get all sentimental and mushy.
No, we love that. We love that. Yeah.
Mush it up like some peas.
Like, this is special. You know what I mean? Like, as much as the vacations that we've taken during this time have been special, right? Like, I've been in the NBA now 22 years and never had an opportunity to do this.
Oh.
This is your first
this
official?
This is the first official All-Star game that I've coached. And
there's only one every year. It's not
right.
She's like, this is your first? It's like, what?
22 times, though.
Yeah, but
Damn.
to be first, I know.
God damn, you feel that?
kidding.
You feel that, bro?
Now I'm back on your side.
He threw it out there.
Bro, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, but it is. So it makes it special. It makes it meaningful. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize it until I got out here and I saw how everybody else was kind of responding.
Yeah.
And then you sit back and take a look at it and like, how many coaches get the opportunity to do it? And what it means for us as an organization as a whole, right? Like, I'm lucky enough and fortunate enough to be, the face of it right now as the coach. But like, our strength and conditioning staff, our performance staff, all of our players that do it, like our front office, Tom Gores, like, that's what this is. It's a celebration of all the things that all those people have done, and I'm just lucky enough to be the one.
Okay, that's
here.
great. That's great. That's awesome. This is what I want to say. I love JB. This is my brother. I love his family. His kids are my kids. Like, this is my family.
Look at lips.
You want to take them?
No.
Look at lips.
This is what I would say.
Good.
I saw how hard you worked every single year.
You did. There you go.
I saw how hard you worked every single year, and the team improved in Cleveland. And obviously, you guys, parted ways. So to see you go to Detroit and have this team and what you've accomplished, to me, I'm so proud. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy for your family. To me, that's something that you should take a moment. I know coaches deflect to players, to everyone else, but take a moment, because what you've accomplished, especially coming out of a situation to turn around a historic franchise, which Detroit is, and to do what you're doing and coaching the All-Star game and being number one, bro, I honestly, I've known you a long time, and I didn't see this coming.
That might be the first compliment you ever gave me.
Ever.
And it'll probably be the last.
So close.
Right.
I tried.
So close.
I wish.
He can't help it.
It's
Sucks.
And without JB's entire family behind him, or a bulk of them, JB is not the man that he is today, which is why Richard was very inviting and opening. We appreciate you, JB. I know you have a very, very jam-packed weekend,
Thank
so
you very
taking
much.
time out of your schedule to join us. Appreciate it. I love it.
I love you.
It's another edition of Road Trippin', presented by
Fanatics. Let's go.